Hey, Fopa, sisters, brothers, and others, I'm Jynx.
I'm clueless.
And I was wrong!
About?
You weren't ready. You weren't ready for that. I didn't tell her what this episode was about. I kind of forgot to. I was wrong. You remember back in the Medusa episode when I talked about the Phorcides?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so you remember how I talked about, we talked about the Gorgons and the Grey Eye.
Yes.
I also said that the Hesperides were also Phorcides. They are not. And we'll get into that. Because it mentions them in the same fucking line. But
Fair enough.
I'll explain that later, and that's from Heseed's Theogony. I also said that Typhon was a Phorcide. He is not.
Ah.
I also said that Echidna is a Phorcide, and in most cases, she is. Most cases, not all, but most. But we're gonna get into that because I was fucking wrong. I was wrong, and I'll fully admit it. I was wrong. I kind of threw I was wrong at you before we were ready.
Yeah, just fucking lobbed that shit on my head, threw a fucking brick at me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I literally
You know what? I guess that's payback for throwing sand in your eyes.
What time? You've done it a couple times, bro.
The uninvited.
The what?
The uninvited.
I can't even remember what that is.
The movie.
Oh, you bitch. You bitch. You bitch.
Love you.
I love you too. I fucking called it.
You almost. I threw sand in your eyes before you could. You were on the path, and I was like, no.
I was like, no, the sister's dead. The sister is dead because she's in the same fucking outfit, and there is no fucking way.
You mentioned that she was in the same outfit, and that was really weird. And it was just like, they have this thing called a washing machine, though. And you're just like, okay, damn.
I was like, but there's no fucking way that she would be wearing the same outfit, especially the same outfit, that she wore the night her mother died. Like, that's way too traumatic. Nobody would fucking do that. It just, oh, I hate you so much. All right, anyway. Don't actually hate you, but
you got me back.
Yeah, and by accident too. I didn't even fucking mean to. I just forgot to tell you what this episode was about. No, seriously, I just forgot to tell you what this episode was about because we hadn't talked much all week.
It has been a while, and I do apologize.
It's fine. It's life. We get busy. I don't care. I do care because I like talking to you, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, we haven't talked pretty much all week except for the few texts that I sent.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly, and it's fucking Thursday now. So we haven't really talked all week. Which is fine.
For the entire week that we were talking nonstop.
We literally talked every single day about Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
Yes, we did. Speaking of, we still need to get onto that website that lets us build our own and then play through that.
I think I built my own, but I don't know how to play it. I don't know how to work it. We'll figure that out together.
Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. Okay, so I started this episode out by saying that I was wrong, and today we're gonna fix it. At least we're gonna do our best because it's mythology based. So the unfortunate part of that is it's so convoluted. So I tried to be a little bit more specific about the sources that I was using and where each different story comes from in those sources. So I tried to be a little bit more specific, just to kind of, I was right, but I was also wrong, kind of thing.
Correct but
So
inaccurate? Or
I guess
accurate but incorrect?
in the realm, yes, in the realm of that. Um, so this is going to be an interesting episode. Now, well, you know what? I'll save that for later because I do announce it in here, so whatever. Also, I never actually announced on the podcast that our YouTube is up.
Oh, fuck. Hells yeah.
Yeah, our YouTube is up. It took a while for me to figure out how to do it. And it took like 24 hours for them to approve it, and then of course, your episode How Fucked Up is Fucked Up uh is now 18 only, and I'm like, I don't care, whatever. But we have 7 subscribers on there.
Nice.
I know. We have a lot of
I'll tell my
listens, and
wife.
it like, yeah. So that was really exciting. Um so either way, I'm probably gonna post this one faster just because of what's in it, but we'll talk about it later. Anyway,
Continue.
okay, I talked about the Phorcides in the Medusa episode, the Gorgon episode.
What are the
They're the
Phorcides?
children. I was just about to tell you. Good
Ah!
question.
I'm sorry! I'm
It's
sorry!
okay. No, it's okay. Ask your questions. That's fine. It makes me laugh. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good. So they are the children of Phorcys and Ceto. We've already talked about the Fates, or the Grey Sisters, the Grey Eye. Those are the either 2 or 3 sisters, because it does vary a little bit, and we'll get into that. I found out why. But they're the ones who have the one eye and the one tooth. Whoever has the tooth can speak, whoever has the eye can see. So we have the Grey Eye, Pomfredo, Enyo, and in later traditions, Dano is added, which is why in the Medusa episode, I couldn't figure out why the Theogony did not mention her. There's more to that story. I'll explain it later. Then obviously we have the Gorgons, Medusa, Ariel, Euryale, however you want to say it, and Steno. And that's where our base is, okay? That, like, those 2, the Grey Eye and the Gorgons, are, I can't say confirmed because it's mythology, but they are the most agreed upon when it comes to the Phorcides, be it from earlier tradition or later traditions. My ear's itchy. Sorry.
Oh, good. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Porky Pig. Anyway, now according to the Theogony, Echidna is also a Phorcide. She is mated to Typhon, so when I said that Typhon was one, I was incorrect. That's where I got confused. They're mated.
Okay.
They're not brother and sister. I was incorrect. I misspoke. That was incorrect of me.
I mean, would it be too far off?
No.
Greek
It's
history.
very much it's very much in the realm of possibility.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's not like it's not something that could have happened, or couldn't have happened, excuse me. So it's not something that couldn't have happened, because it did happen quite often. I mean, hell, take Zeus. He got, both of his wives were his sisters. Like, exactly.
I'm covering my face for those who can't see.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. She's covering her face. So, I mean, King Hades is Queen Persephone's uncle. Like, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. That's what I'm saying. But incest was allowed with the gods, but not with humans. So, I know. Wincest. Wincest.
I am going to sick Leo on you.
Oh, you better fucking not.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you better fucking do.
I'm like, well, you know
I
what?
will
Actually,
follow that advice.
I am off of ovulation, so it's safe to now. The problem
Let's go
is
round 2.
round 2, fuck.
Have mercy.
There is no mercy.
Oh, God.
What are you doing?
I'm shaking my skull.
Okay.
Continue. Baby, no mind. This is my fidget
Sorry.
now.
I think I just traumatized Q again. Oh, pretty. Things kind of divulge with Echidna. Some traditions say that she's not one of their children, but again, the main children everybody agrees on are the Grey and the Gorgons. Some people say that Ladon is a child of theirs, when in reality he's a child of Echidna. So while he's not directly, there is an important distinction. They are grandparents. Excuse me. Now, according to Apollodorus, who wrote the Bibliotheca, the children listed are the Grey, explicitly 3. So this is where Dano is a part of it. He sees Theogony, which did come before the Bibliotheca, mentioned only 2. It mentioned Pomfredo and Ennio. But in the later Bibliotheca by Apollodorus, Dano is added. So you have the Gorgons, you have the Echidna. This is the same as the Theogony, roughly, aside from one character. And when I spoke the quote from the Theogony about the Hesperides, I misinterpreted the quote. So I misunderstood. I was thinking that they were kin, as opposed to what he actually meant, which was that they all stayed around the edge of the world. They were in the same area. They didn't live together, but they lived close enough to each other to be mentioned at the time.
Kinsmen.
No.
Then no.
The Hesperides
No.
are actually... Huh?
Continue, sorry.
No, what'd you say?
No, continue. You might be answering my question.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know why I did that. They're not kin to the Hesperides. They're actually daughters of Nyx,
Ooh.
the only goddess that Zeus is afraid of.
Isn't she older than him?
Huh?
Isn't she older than him?
She is. And she's much more powerful as well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's more primordial than he is. Which we're gonna get into a full-on episode with her and her daughters. She has kind of already asked about that, so I will absolutely respect her and try to do her justice and her children justice. However, moving on from that, it's not where we are. We're here to fix my mistakes because I misinterpreted a lot of information that I had, and I realized this kind of as things kept moving. Like as time moved on, I was like, this is wrong. This feels wrong. This is wrong. And I wasn't the only one saying it was wrong. It was also corrected by the spirits and deities around me. And so I was like, okay, I misspoke. I need to fix this. So we're fixing the mistakes like we did with Eros. So we've already talked about the Fates and the Gorgons. I'm not going to go into them. In this episode, we're going to talk about how things got so twisted, not just in my mind, but also in mythology itself, using specific examples from direct sources. I'm going to butcher these names. It's gonna happen.
That is fair. We disclaim and disclose that we are very much American.
Ignorant. Yes. Yes.
Isn't that what I said?
You say American, I said ignorant. Same thing. Anyway.
These pictures the same.
Where was I? Okay.
Nyx.
No, actually, we're past that now.
Damn it! Her daughters.
We're also past that now.
You promised her you would do an episode about her.
Not now!
Not now! That was the
That's a
last thing you
later
said
episode.
before we went on a
No,
tangent.
the last thing I said was in this episode we're going to talk about how things got so twisted, not just in my mind, but also in mythology itself, using specific examples from direct sources, ma'am.
Did you just Miss Ma'am me?
I did.
Miss Ma'am? You just signed your Leo warrant.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, now you're all sheepish.
Oh, I just got myself in trouble. Whoops. Okay, I don't know how to say this guy's name. He literally looks like hygienist. It looks like hygiene, but instead of the E at the end, it's US.
Hygienist?
No, there's no IUS. It's just HYGINUS. So hygienist or something like that. But his work, Fabuli, this was written about the 1st century, and this is where genealogy starts getting chaotic and contradictory. It has the Gorgons and the Fates. It has Echidna sometimes, and also sometimes mentions Scylla.
Oh, hello, Scylla.
Yeah.
That was the name of
The
my
one,
Venus flytrap.
yeah. um, but the one thing you have to understand is he mixes traditions and reassigns parentage depending on the myth being told, and the lineages tend to become inconsistent even within the same text. So he'll say that Scylla is a Phorcide at one point, and then say that Scylla is something else the next. That's kind of what it's saying.
Mm.
So, not very credible, but it does mention Phorcides, and that's why, again, anything that kind of mentioned the Phorcides, I tried to talk about, just to kind of show, like, hey, this is where all of this is coming from, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to a book that was written in the 2nd century by Pausanias. It wasn't written as a genealogy, but it does preserve local traditions. It references the Gorgons. It references identities as ancient monster lineage, but it doesn't give a clean list. However, it does support the broader idea of the Phorcides being primordial horrors of the sea, which we talked about in the Gorgon episode.
Cthulhu and shit.
I mean,
I think Eldritch being when I think of primordial.
they're very different, though.
I know, it's the connection my brain makes for I don't know why.
That's okay.
It's like, have you seen fucking shit in the deep ocean, man? That shit gnarly.
Yeah, some of that's really scary.
So when I think of like primordial like sea gods, it's like Cthulhu.
Yeah. I have a Cthulhu tarot deck. I do. I'll have to show
You
it to you when we're done.
do you want me to make you a Cthulhu doll?
You can if you want to.
I'm gonna ask you for colors later. Anyways, continuing.
Green and black. Anyway. The Odyssey by Homer was written before Hesiod's Theogony. So this is even before the genealogy came out of all of it. It's not genealogical. Mentions in the Odyssey are like the Odyssey says that Thusa is explicitly named a daughter of Phorcys. And Thusa is the mother of Polyphemus, the Cyclops that Odysseus blinded, who also happened to be Poseidon's son. Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Yep. However, something important to note about that is Ceto was never mentioned, and it suggests an earlier, simpler tradition that he is a standalone father figure of monsters.
Ah.
So originally, Phorcys wasn't even with Ceto. He's a standalone. So there's, like I said, mythology is insane, and there's so many different, like, interchanging variables that you have to look into. So was I right? Yes. Was I wrong? Yes. Typhon is absolutely not a Phorcide. 1,000% I was wrong. But I mentioned Scylla, and Scylla sometimes is considered a Phorcide. So, there's... Either way. I also mentioned Charybdis. I don't know if I said Charybdis was one, but she's not. She's a primordial. I also said she was whirlpool. She's not whirlpools. When she attacks, like, she'll swallow, and the water, like, where she swallows is what creates the whirlpool. So, anyway, moving on from that, though. That's not where we're at. Later traditions like Hellenistic and Roman blending, which we talked about the Hellenistic era and Roman blending, especially when it came to, the story of Eros and
Eros.
Cupidio. Yeah. Cupidio being Eros, Cupidio being Eros, yeah. We talked about that was a problem.
Very much so. It confused the fuck out of me, and it's just
Right. Yeah, no, it's crap. We've already talked about it before, which just caused so many issues. That kind of started to expand the monster family. It added the Hesperides, daughters of Nyx, Ladon, son of Echidna, Scylla, and Echidna. So, now she was originally mentioned in the Theogony. In
okay.
Hesiod's Theogony, she was mentioned, and that is one of the earliest fucking genealogies for the gods that you can find. So, that is another thing to keep to keep in your mind, because I keep coming back to Hesiod's Theogony, and the reason for that is because of when it was written. It was written 700 BCE. Ovid's Metamorphoses, which we will actually mention in here, which we talked about with the Gorgons, and he's the Roman author who took the Greek myth and turned it into some, tale of essay and victimhood. Uh, Let me not get into it. I don't like essay at all either. I just really don't fucking like Ovid. I don't like what he did to mythology. Like, him specifically, and he did it, but a lot of others did it too, and I'm not singling him out just because, he's the only one that did it. No, he's not. But you and I have talked about it. It's bastardization. And I fucking hate that. But moving on, because I'm gonna get on a full fucking tangent. I hate Ovid. I hate what he did to these fucking stories. So, with the, Roman blending and the Hellenistic era, clearly these sources were less based on truth and more about grouping monsters under a single primordial source, as again we've seen before. Realistically, the only ones that are ever agreed upon at all times are the Fates and the Gorgons. My speculation is that a lot of these were clumped together because they are sea monsters in most cases. And because they're sea monsters, it makes sense to group them together as opposed to keeping to their true parentage. On the other hand, especially with the children of Nyx, they live in the same area. Take, for example, because sometimes they say Scylla, Charybdis is in that same strait of water. They're across from each other. They are in the same area. So that's why sometimes Charybdis, even though as a primordial has no parentage, does get roped in as a Phorcide sometimes. And we'll talk more about that later. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that later. This research is so fucking fresh in my mind. I did it last night and today, I finished it last night and today. But the Hesperides live in the same area as the Gorgons. And again, they can misinterpret like I did Hesiod's Theogony, where he mentions the Hesperides because they were right next to the Gorgons. They were living in the same area. That also kind of explains why the Gorgons were known to protect nymphs, because the Hesperides are nymphs.
Like that.
Yeah. So when I first wrote this was where this episode was going to stop. I was 2 pages in, had nothing else, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized that I didn't talk about Echidna. I didn't talk about Scylla. So I'll talk about them. Because why the fuck not? I've already explained the Fates. I've already explained the Gorgons. Let's jump into something else.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So, because we've not really touched on Echidna, I've mentioned the name several times in this episode already, but I haven't said who she is or what she does. So, I'm going to do hers, and there's some others that I'm going to not only correct in things that I have said, but I'm also going to talk about with the proper information. As I said before, I mentioned Scylla and Charybdis, said they were whirlpools. That's not accurate. I already fixed the Charybdis one. I'll fix the Scylla one later. case in point, I've noticed that I have a lot of misinformation when it comes to Greek mythology, whether you actually call it misinformation or just a blending of myths, because realistically it's very common. I don't think there's a single myth out there that is the same as it was first written. You can call it misinformation or being incorrect. Either way, I hold myself to a higher standard than that. I had a misinterpretation. I admitted that with the Hesperides. But then again, later tradition said that the Hesperides were them. So, I know you guys probably don't care, but I do. Anyway, moving on. We're going to go talk about Echidna. Her origins are messy. Different traditions give different parentage, which actually tells us a lot about how old and primordial she actually is. She is typically described as half woman, beautiful above the waist, and half serpent from the waist down, which I did mention in the Gorgon episode.
Nice.
Yeah. She is immortal and ageless, and she dwells in a cave often associated with the underworld or remote places, which you'll kind of find that that's super fucking common. Monsters are, for some reason, always around the underworld. Which, I mean, to be fair, she does birth Cerberus, who guards the underworld.
Damn, okay.
So that's not entirely too far off. Yeah, exactly. She's often called the mother of monsters because of the terrifying beings she produces. We've spoken about Hesiod's theogony, and that places her as a daughter of Phorcys and Ceto. And in this, it helps us understand that she's not just a monster, she comes from an ancient pre-Olympian world, closer to chaos and the unknown than to structured divine order. However, alternative traditions that kind of show she's more primordial say that she is a child of Tartarus and Gaia. But those are, again, later traditions. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah, and this makes her a chthonic being, directly tying her to the underworld and the raw fabric of existence. An
Damn.
even rarer version. Sorry?
Damn.
Yay. An even rarer version claims she is a daughter of Styx and Pyrrhus. Now, this version emphasizes her connection with oaths, death, and the boundary between worlds. In mythology, she represents the wild unknown, caves, darkness, and the things between human control. She also represents primordial fear, serpents, hybrid creatures, and the unnatural. Also, there's pre-Olympian power, forces that existed before Zeus imposed order. Now, she mates with Typhon, who is another being of chaos, and together they produce Cerberus, the Hydra, the Chimera, Orthrus, the Sphinx, and more. If a Greek hero kills a monster, there's a good chance that Echidna is its mother.
Fucking.
Right?
This bitch can't catch a break. Fuck.
Yeah, no, she can't. I mean, fucking Heracles kills the Hydra. Doesn't he also kill the Chimera? No, that's something else. Anyway. I know for sure he kills the Hydra.
Uh, the Chimera was, I think, Bellerophon? Because he had to ride a
Okay.
Pegasus to kill the Chimera?
I'm gonna have to look into that. She is a blend of two very powerful symbols. Woman for creation and fertility, and serpent for death. In ancient wisdom, she is a cosmic force of uncontrolled creation. She births what the Olympian order tries to destroy.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to branch off from the Phorcides just a little bit, because for those of you wondering, because I did, who Pyrrhus is. He is a minor, poorly attested figure in Greek mythology. He doesn't have a developed myth, or personality, or even a following of his own. In most cases, he appears only as a name in genealogy, not as an active character. Oh, my throat's dry.
Chug, 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 chug. Chug, 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 chug. Woo! Yeah!
It is 7 o'clock. If I actually chug this monster right now, I'm not sleeping. Jeez.
This is for the weak.
Save your pity for the weak. I finally have my growl back. No, you're fine. I love you too. I finally have my growl back.
Oh, nice. I wish I could get my man voice back.
Oh, no. No.
That would be fun. Oh, dude,
No,
I
thank you. No.
Corpse Husband? You know Corpse Husband?
I know who Corpse Husband is, that's why I said
I
no!
sounded
I know the
similar to him.
story!
Oh,
I know
dude,
the
I could serenade
story!
you myself.
No.
Just imagine
No.
Corpse Husband in your ear, just like,
No! There's no mention of how he met Styx, there's no story behind him or even why he's paired with her. Scholars kind of think of him as a more symbolic or linguistic character than an actual mythology personality. His name from Greek roots means trial, attempt, or expertise, or experience, or it can also mean boundary, limit, and end. That kind of seems intentional. He could represent boundaries and thresholds and limits of the unknown world, which fits really well with Echidna. So him being her father linguistically would make sense. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that he could very well have been a sort of placeholder, because ancient writers would sometimes insert names to complete divine family trees. Can you imagine how pissed off I was when I found that out?
pretty fucking pissed.
Yeah, I was pissed. And he could have also been an abstract concept in Greek myth that was not developed. It kind of became a personification that never really took off in stories. He's only mentioned in technically 2 places.
And what were these places?
His main mention comes from the Epimenides genealogy, written about 6th century BCE. However, and this is important, his works did not survive intact.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this genealogy is preserved only through later writers quoting or summarizing him.
So that's damn.
Yeah. So we actually do not have the Epimenides.
So that's kind of like, so basically the only mentions we have of him is works cited.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, here's all this information, and we cite the sources that, and that's
Yeah.
all that we know.
That's all that we have.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, and here, do you see now? Like, we've already talked about how mythology gets so fucked up with people just changing everything. But, I mean, this just adds so much more depth to it. Finding all of this out adds so much more depth into the reason as to why mythology gets so fucked up. I clearly went on a deep dive. Like, I can't call it truth. And that's what sucks, is I can't really call it truth because mythology is that. It's mythology. It is a myth. But I still prefer to go through the original myths as opposed to the new rewritten myths, because the rewritten myths change the fucking story. I don't want a changed story. I know that they changed the story to make it more palatable for people at the time. I get it. It's the same reason they keep rewriting the Bible. I know. But it bothers me. So anyway, we're gonna move on.
I bet it bothers a lot of people, and it would bother a lot more if people understood.
Right. And that's one thing I want to bring attention to it. Cuz I'm okay being wrong. I will come on here, I will admit it, and I will fix it. Easy as pie. I don't have a problem with that. But how wrong am I exactly when it comes to talking about the Phorcides? Typhon? 1000%. I'm wrong. 1000%. Right? Totally fine. But when I mentioned Scylla and Charybdis, in later traditions, they were Phorcides. So I wasn't technically wrong, but I was not originally correct. Anyway. Moving on.
It's disheartening.
It is, and it it sucks because I love mythology, but it's just so fucking muddy now.
Yeah.
It's like the gene pool. What can you do?
The what?
Okay,
Oh yeah, the Greek gene
the
pool.
gene pool. Yeah. Well, and the gene pool altogether, because I mean, like, people are not purely one thing anymore.
Fair
There's
enough.
no person that's just German. There's no person that's just Native American. There's not one person that's just anything anymore. Now, keep in mind, Hesiod's Theogony was written before the Epimenides. You know, because
Yeah.
this was written in the 6th century BCE. Hesiod's Theogony was written 700 BCE. So this is 694 years later.
Quite the age gap.
Exactly. The only place that this character is mentioned is actually preserved in the Biblioteca by Apollodorus.
Biblioteca?
That, yeah. Yes, I know,
Okay.
library.
I was about to say, like, in the library. It's like,
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm saying it right. It could be the biblioteca. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying. I told y'all I was gonna butcher it. I'm saying it my American ignorant way. That's just it. That's just
fuck.
it. That's just. I'm being
It's okay.
honest.
It's okay.
The original mention of him, quote unquote, because we don't have it, is in the Epimenides, and the other mention of him is in the Biblioteca by Apollodorus. I just thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. You know, I've been getting genealogy wrong as of late, and this is very obscure. He's an obscure character that nobody's heard of, or at least I haven't. I don't think other people have, and he's only mentioned twice. Technically, the first time he's mentioned is from an ancient work that no longer exists. So that is interesting to add. But let's move back in to the Phorcides, specifically the ones that were added later, not the actual Phorcides. The ones that are all agreed upon, again, are the Gorgons, the Grey and often Echidna. Because we talked about Echidna, I also want to talk about Scylla. We talked about Charybdis as well. So she's a sea monster that dwells in a narrow strait opposite of Charybdis. She is usually described as a monstrous being with multiple dog heads, usually 6, and each had lined rows of sharp teeth. She also has 12 legs. Huh.
Scylla, I thought, had 7 heads.
6. Usually it's
Okay.
6. Sometimes it depends, but the 6 is thematically correct, especially in Homer's Odyssey, which came before the Theogony.
Okay.
So, sorry.
It's been a while for me. It's been a while.
No.
I had to ask.
Well, and here's the thing, and this will actually come into play later in this episode as well. The number of heads is debatable.
Okay.
Yeah. But she has 12 legs and 6 heads. So, whatever. And she lives in a cave on a cliffside, snatching sailors right off of ships. She
Damn.
doesn't She doesn't
Get it, girl.
destroy ships, right? She just goes in for the hum num num.
Yeah. And that visual. I like that.
For those of you that didn't see, because she's the only one who saw me, I moved my hands forward with the and then the num, and then the num.
I can visually see that those are all individual heads.
Yes, that's. Oh, I guess I should have done 6 then. Num 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 num. There you go.
Was that 7?
Was it? Son
I
of
think
a bitch!
so.
Num 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 num.
Wait a second. You son of a bitch, I have OCD with even numbers. How dare you?
No. There you go. I gave you an 8th.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I love you.
I love you too. We are chaotic as fuck right now. This is fun.
Our ADHD
Okay.
is fucking with us.
ADHDing. Oh yes. Oh yes, very
ADHD,
much.
don't get tasks done right now.
Yeah. 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 All right. Da-da-da-da. She doesn't destroy ships like Charybdis. She just picks people off one by one. In the earliest virgin. What the fuck?
Got something on your mind, Jynx?
Shut the fuck up, you.
Like a
Woo!
virgin, touched for the very first time. Like a virgin.
And I don't know if I should keep this in or take it out. Oh no! Oh no!
That's a decision you're gonna have to make.
Jesus Christ. We have been recording for like an hour and I don't even know how far I'm in yet. So it's less than an hour, but still. Anyway, moving on. In the earliest version, which is the Odyssey by Homer, she is already a fully formed monster. In this original rendition, she doesn't have an origin story. There's no transformation, she simply exists. Now, Circe warns Odysseus that it's better to lose 6 men to Scylla than to risk the entire ship to Charybdis. Backstory for that, in the Odyssey, the original Odyssey, Sirens did not tell Odysseus to go through the layer of Scylla. Circe did. Circe said, look, this is your way home. You have a choice. You can either go through Charybdis, which is going to take your entire fleet and kill them all, or you can sacrifice 6 men to Scylla. But she told him not to fight Scylla. He tried anyway. Anyway. That's in the original
ain't that about a
version.
bitch?
It's Odysseus. It's Odysseus. That's all I can say is it's Odysseus. She is a primordial hazard of the sea, not a character with a backstory. However, this is where I'm about to get pissed off. Later origins is kind of where it gets darker. We have spoken of Ovid's Metamorphoses.
Yes.
This man. Reminder, Ovid is a Roman author who took Greek myths and bastardized them into Roman myths. Okay? Okay? We all clicking? Everybody got it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I will pound it into your head, Q.
I don't need that.
No, just make your wife do it. Jaw dropped.
Your jaw is about to drop too.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna tell you to say exactly what I said earlier.
Mm-mm. No, you're not. Anyway, moving on. No, you're not. Anyway, moving on. No, you're not. Anyway, moving on. He once again changes a Greek story, reimagining Scylla as what was once a beautiful nymph who was desired by the seed god Glaucus? Don't know how to say that. She was transformed into a monster by Circe out of jealousy. Circe poisoned the water she bathed in, and dog heads erupted from her body, and she became the very thing she feared. I'm sorry, I hate this story. I hate Ovid. I'm over it. What?
It's about a bitch.
Yeah, literally turns her into a female dog. Literally.
I didn't mean that. I hate that I boobied right into that trap.
Take the clavicle. Wow.
Oh my god! I'm telling my wife on you.
That's fine.
And you know what? I'm gonna have Leo ask for your clavicles. Show them to him.
I doubt he's interested.
Slow
He is not interested. Anyway.
It'll be in the script. Show me those slutty clavicles. Bear them to me.
The problem is, if he says that, I will be out of the moment because it'll be funny. So it's gonna take me right out of the fucking moment, and I will go from turned on to laughing my ass off. Anyway, moving on.
Bear yourself to me.
Bear those slutty clavicles to me. I would die. That'd be hilarious. Okay, we have to move on because we still have yours to do tonight. Again, as is the theme for this episode, her parentage is debatable. A daughter of Phorcides and Ceto, which would also make her sister to the Gorgons and Echidna and everybody else you already talked about. But there's another lesser known version that mentions that she's a daughter of Phorcides and Hecate.
Oh.
Which, if she was a daughter of Phorcides and Hecate, the story with Circe cursing her basically wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. Because Circe is a daughter of Hecate. So while, yes, there could be like a sibling rivalry kind of thing, like, fuck, what's her name? Scylla. There it is. Wow. I'm looking at 4 different names on my screen. I got real confused there for a second. If Scylla was a daughter of Hecate, realistically, she probably would be impervious to the curse. Or she would have known how to how to stop it. Instead of actually be like transforming and freaking out. It's just it doesn't make sense. Anyway. It only appears in later fragmentary traditions referenced by scholars and secondary sources, which is the Phorcides and Hecate. But there's an even rarer variant, making her the daughter of Triton and the Lamia.
Oh. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very obscure. It's not widely accepted. It just references her role as a devourer of humans because Triton is of the sea and the Lamia is a child devouring horror. Now, I want to look up something really quick before I. There are other traditions that lump her into the ultimate monster family, being the daughter of Typhon and Echidna, which would also technically make her a Phorcid because of Echidna. Again, not universal, but it's thematically consistent, and it would make her a sibling to Cerberus, the Hydra, Chimera, Sphinx, yada yada. We already talked about it. Now, in Ovid's Metamorphoses, she has no parentage. She's just a nymph. She's just later transformed. Huh?
She's just there.
Yeah. Which all of the nymphs in Greek mythology have parentage. Confirmed parentage, by the way. Sorry.
No.
I get so mad. And that moving on. Yeah, she's just later transformed into a monster by Circe. He focuses on the transformation, not the genealogy, so her origins are intentionally vague. But again, it's a fake story!
Fake news!
It's fake news! I know. Ooh, anyway. Oh my god. Oh, well, all right, yeah, but taking in Homer's layer, because he's the first one to say anything about her, in the Odyssey, she also has no parentage, no origin story. She simply exists. She is a primordial danger, not a being with a family tree. It seems that with her shifting parentage, the Greeks didn't agree on what she was. She exists in 3 overlapping forms, one being primordial hazard from Homer, to being a child of monsters, in the Hesiodic style tradition, and in the third being the victim turned monster from Ovid. I don't take stock in what Ovid wrote. Simple as that. I really don't. But to a certain extent, it's important to talk about because this is part of why these myths get so fucked up. And again, it's not just Ovid. Ovid's not the only one who bastardized myths over and over again. He's not. But I hate that he did it. So, he gets my wrath because he's the only name I know right now.
Basically, you hate him because he's the well-known for bastardizing, and
I don't even hate him. I just hate what he did. And that's
you
not
hate his
on
ethics.
I hate, yeah. Well, it's not even ethics. I don't honestly. If
Is
you
it
look at an
ethical?
interpretation,
Is it the question here is it ethical to take an already existing story, fucking around with it a bit, and then labeling it as your own?
it's called a fan fiction. So yeah.
But labeling it as actual canonic lore.
I don't think he did.
The
That's the
fact
thing.
that it's
Everybody
referenced as a reference. Like, people cite him.
Mhm.
It kind of is the stamp of, "Oh, yeah, this is official."
I just don't know if he personally did. So I can't call his ethics into question because I don't know if he personally calls that.
Mm. Might have been the luck of the
Because
draw then.
yeah, and that's the thing is I originally thought that his metamorphoses was just about the Gorgons, was just about Medusa being transformed. But no, it's a lot of stories about these Greek creatures being turned into creatures, but originally being human or nymphs or something of the sort. So realistically, it's a fan fiction. It's what it is. I just hate that it's so canonic now.
My headcanon is that this happened. That's my
Yeah,
headcanon.
exactly. But he even took other gods that weren't even a part of the fucking story to begin with. And made them he took Roman gods that weren't even a part of the fucking story. He took a Greek creature and Roman gods and made it fucked up. Of course, Circe is not a Roman god. She is a Greek goddess. She is daughter of Hecate. We already talked about that. But moving on. Let's just keep going on. Da, 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 da. So he did turn powerful creatures and beings into victims, and that is one of the things that I hate the most. Medusa was not a victim. She was a powerful entity. Scylla was not a victim. She is a powerful entity. I say is because there's no confirmation of her dying, but there is a confirmation of Medusa dying. So we saw it with Medusa. We see this now with Scylla, and unfortunately, these rewritings are held closer to what is considered truth in the original myths, which we all know bothers me. Nothing I can do about it. Hopefully, it opens somebody's eyes as we talk about it.
We can acknowledge it
Right. And that's
and
what I'm
inform.
doing. That's what I'm doing. So, I'm just doing it in a really ragey way because you're adorable. Because Ovid pisses me off. All in all, she has no single origin. In the oldest myths, she simply exists. Later writers tried to give her parents sea gods, or witches, even monsters, but none of them fully explain her. It's almost as if she wasn't meant to have a beginning at all, and humans just fucked with her. So,
I feel like it's not so much humans trying to fuck with her, so much as like some people can't cope with
I
the
know.
unknown.
I know.
So it's like they're doing it in the best way that they know how. It just
Hmm.
sucks that they dicked it up.
Yeah. Like, I know, and we've talked about this where they change the myths to make them more palatable. I know. We talked about this in this episode. We've talked about this in multiple other episodes. Like, it's the same theme. I get it. I just don't like it. Anyway, I have exciting news.
Tell me.
We actually got a request for a couple things to talk about,
Tell me, tell me, tell
which,
me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
which coincidentally actually have to do with the Phorcides and are considered Phorcides in some traditions.
Gimme.
So, my friend Titus sent in a request to hear about a few others. So, shout out to him. I adore you. You know I love you. Um
Shout out all the
we're going to
hearts.
talk. I know, every heart imaginable. And he might actually join us in an episode about some kind of Norse mythology he wants to talk about.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah! Let's go!
Yeah. Yeah, I have invited him in case he ever wants to come on because we record over Discord. So, it's not like he can't just hop on whenever. So he has been made aware of that. All right. We are going to talk about the Lernaean Hydra and Cetus. And that's going to finish out our episode.
Okay.
Now, do you remember how I said Echidna is a four-seed?
Yes.
Do you remember who the children of Echidna are? I've told you
Not all of them.
three or four times now. But that's okay. I've mentioned them a lot. The Hydra
Yep.
is almost always a child of Typhon and Echidna. making it a Phorcide.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Earliest sources, like ones we've already mentioned, being Hesiod and Apollodorus, say that the Hydra is almost always a child of Typhon and Echidna. The Hydra is a serpent-like creature with multiple heads, which weren't always specified. Like, the numbers weren't always specified. That lived in the swamp of Lerna. And it is heavily associated with poison and decay. The exact number of heads was not fixed early on, but later tradition settles on 9 heads, one of them being immortal, and this becomes the most recognized version.
Damn.
Yeah. The immortal head is key, because it's the reason brute force alone does not work in killing the Hydra. You okay?
Yeah, Oliver was whacking me with his tail.
I saw that. All of a sudden, I just see a black tail go.
Whack, whack, whack.
Silly boy. But anyway, there are a lot of artistic and regional variations. Greek and later Roman art shows a massive snake body, heads branching like a cluster, and sometimes we'll even have dragon-like features, dog-like heads, which is less common, but ties to voice to text. When
Yeah.
I'm writing, I'm doing my notes.
Oh, tell me I did a thing.
I tried to other offspring. It said kidneys,
Mhm.
other offspring. But tied to a kidney's
Okay.
other offspring. Or a thick coiling body in the marshes. Some depictions exaggerate the number of heads, sometimes many more than 9, but again, 9 seems the agreed upon number. And it can even depict the grotesque nature of the neck stumps once one of the heads is cut off. An important thing to note is that even though it is a child of Echidna and Typhon, it was raised by, do you want to guess? Remember, Heracles fought this thing. Fought the Hydra.
Could be some fuckhead thing, isn't it? Persephone?
Mhm. No.
That's the most fuckhead I could think of.
Heracles?
I thought we were talking about who the Hydra was raised by.
I'm giving you a hint.
I'm thinking.
Do 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 do.
Don't do that! It puts pressure on me! I'm sorry! I can't think!
It's fine. Would you like the answer?
Yes, please.
Hera. Told you, Heracles. That's okay.
I should have known.
That's all right.
I should have known. I should have fucking known.
I wouldn't have gotten it either. But anyway. The reason for this was she hated Heracles. We all know why. We've talked about it. So she sent monsters to kill him during his labors. He had 12 labors. The Hydra was a weaponized creature of divine vengeance. Another fun little thing to add to that is a lot of people forget is that during the battle of the Hydra versus Heracles, a giant crab appeared and attacked Heracles' foot, which was also sent by Hera.
Holy shit!
Yeah, the giant crab was called Karkinos, and Heracles crushed it pretty much instantly. But Hera honored it. Yeah. But Hera honored him and placed it in the sky as the constellation Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
across... Yeah. Hera was on one, which I can't blame her.
I mean, she at least made up for it by honoring the fucking crab. I wish she'd have honored the
Exactly.
fucking Hydra too. Jesus, man.
Well, hang on. We'll talk about why that couldn't have happened.
She sent this motherfucker out to its death.
Not necessarily. She raised it and kept it in the swamp, but she didn't send him to it. The king did. The king gave him his 12 labors.
Motherfucker. What an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Came down about a bit.
I will talk more about that. I promise. I'll get more into it because I did the research. Obviously, I did. If I'm talking about it, it's in the episode. Now, across multiple sources, it said that its breath is lethal poison. So it had really bad halitosis.
Damn.
I had to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The disrespect.
I'm sorry. Technically, it's still alive, but anyway. Now, its blood is extremely toxic, and even its scent could kill, which becomes really important in Heracles' story. The core mechanic of its... Huh?
Stinky Fuchi.
Yeah. There's a fishy smell.
You dirty bitch. You dirty bitch.
You got me on it, dude. Anyway, moving on.
You wish.
No. Your wife would either kill me or ask to watch.
Probably has to watch.
Yeah, realistically. Anyway, moving on. The core mechanic of its regeneration, because once you cut off a head, it regenerates two back, is most clearly described from the work of Apollodorus. This ability wasn't always present in the earliest mentions. Early myths emphasized deadlines, whereas later traditions emphasized regenerations. Meaning that the multiplying heads may be a later narrative, like a later narrative enhancement, so to speak. Now, the immortal head is the one that cannot die, even if it is removed. It remains alive, and it forces a different solution than simple decapitation. It adds to a symbolic layer for the Hydra because it represents problems that get worse when attacked directly. Violence that multiplies consequences, and something that cannot be solved with brute force alone. Now, Heracles, as one of his 12 labors, was sent to kill Hydra. He does not go in alone, though. He brings his nephew. That name is just too difficult for me. It's small, but my brain cannot comprehend. My brain said no.
So many vowels or lack of.
Yeah, it's too many vowels for my brain to catch. So, yeah, don't know how to say the name, not going to.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But Heracles started by cutting off the heads with his sword. However, obviously that became a problem very quickly because with each head taken off, two more grew in its place. The situation escalated very quickly.
I'll bet. It probably took him a couple fucking times to figure that shit out.
Well, and see, and he didn't even figure it out. His nephew did. His nephew used fire to cauterize the next stumps, so it stopped the heads from growing. And this is the turning point. So he didn't figure it out. It was his nephew. He cauterized the head stumps, which was very smart. I'll give you that.
It was. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have thought of that.
I would not have either. That was genius at that point. Cutting off the final head, Heracles did cut it off. He cut off the immortal head, and he buried it under a massive rock. He doesn't destroy it, he contains it, because you can't destroy it. It's immortal.
Fair enough.
Yep. Heracles then... Huh?
I was about to say, like, can you imagine if that story was true and somebody uncovers that shit?
Oh my god. And then tried to kill it?
Fuck.
See, here's my question, is, like, do the regenerative properties actually work backwards? Does he regenerate his body? Would be my question. Because he's highly regenerative.
Could you Frankenstein that shit?
Exactly.
Can you put it onto a different body and it just connects like a Lego piece?
The questions are flowing and I don't need these questions in my brain anyway.
Could you imagine putting that shit on a fucking alligator?
Oh.
Or a
No. Fuck no.
Or shark. A shark, oof.
No. I do not need those images in my head. Oh my fuck, no. Okay.
A giraffe! I'm on some cursed shit right now. A dog head on a fucking giraffe.
Stop. For my sanity, stop. Stop.
A lion. Woof.
Okay,
Woof.
I'm cutting you off.
A
I'm cutting you
leopard.
off.
A
Girl.
leopard. It's just
Anyway, Heracles then dips his arrows in the Hydra's blood to make his weapons permanently poisonous and lethal even to powerful enemies. And that comes back later in very dark ways, including his own death.
congratulations, you played yourself.
No. Yes and no. It's ironic for sure, but the poison was fast acting, inescapable, and impossible to heal, making him nearly unstoppable. However, in certain stories, that power did become his downfall. Having the
Made the
poison.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, you know that whole saying, like, you live by the sword, you die by the sword?
You
Yeah.
live by the poison tipped arrow, you die by the poison tipped arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jesus.
Yeah. Having the poison tipped arrows was really great, and it helped him in a lot of ways. However, when he shoots Nessus, who is a centaur, with one of the poison arrows, after he tried to assault Heracles' wife Deianira, Deianira. So he tried to be a nasty bitch. But Nessus, as he's dying slowly and painfully, tells Deianira that his blood will act as a love charm to keep Heracles faithful. This is obviously a lie, but she fell for it, keeping some of his blood.
Fuck no.
Keep in
So
mind.
insecure.
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind, his blood is now poisoned. So she's carrying poison on her. She's carrying Hydra poison on her. Okay? This is basically acid. Okay?
She got the wrong D. Instead of getting
Yes.
the D, she gave her husband the death.
Instead of pegging him, she gave him the death. Wrong D.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho. Anywho.
Now, when she later felt that Heracles was being unfaithful, so she soaked a robe or a tunic in Nessus's blood and then gave it to him. He put it on! Yeah.
Jesus.
The poison acts with heat and sweat. It begins to burn his skin, fuse to his body.
Wait, was this shit an acid?
That's what I said earlier. It was basically acid.
You said it was. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
You're fine. Now, when he tries to tear it off, it takes his flesh with it. And the pain is described as unbearable and inescapable. This is not a quick death for him. It is prolonged agony. Unable to endure it, he builds his own funeral pyre and climbs onto it, asking for it to be lit.
Ow.
Yeah. Now, he literally asked to be burned alive because it would hurt less. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Eventually, his mortal body burns, and his divine aspect ascends to Olympus. I know we were talking more about like monsters and genealogies things, but I thought something to add because I was not entirely aware of that. I thought he had killed himself in another way. And, you know, I know that's only one rendition of the story. I thought it was a fun little thing to add. However, this story is actually kind of everywhere. It's originally from the, I don't know how to say this, Trachinae? By Sophocles, written around the 5th century BCE. And this is the strongest and most vivid source, but he's actually mentioned in Apollodorus' work. Ovid talks about it, and many others. So this is actually like a common myth, basically. We're going to finish out this episode with Cetus, also known as the constellation, the whale constellation, Cetus.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had 2 constellations in a row. Anyway, Cetus is a gigantic sea monster, not just a fixed creature with one consistent story, as we've already figured out this is not a thing, but a more general term used by ancient Greeks for monstrous beings of the deep. The most famous myth being of Andromeda. Does that name ring a
Yes.
bell?
Yes.
Where is it? Where do you remember it from?
It's a moon, isn't it?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. In our previous episodes.
I know. I'm just being a little smartass.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not wrong.
You're not. So where is it from? What episode is it from?
Don't quiz me like
Pop
this.
quiz. Pop quiz.
My brain empties. My brain empties. All of a sudden, I don't even know my own name.
You
Is it?
remember Do you remember the Medusa episode? How we talked about
Yes.
Perseus saving Andromeda?
That's
But I
right.
told you I wasn't. Yeah, huh? But I told you I wasn't going to get into it then because that wasn't what I was there for. I was there for Medusa, not the extra parts. Well, now he's come up again. Let's dive into it now. Not a whole lot, but we're going to dive into it. Andromeda's mother, Cassiopeia, boasted that her daughter was more beautiful than the sea nymphs or the Nereids. This angered Poseidon, who sent Cetus to ravage the kingdom of Ethiopia. To appease the gods, Andromeda was chained to a rock as a sacrifice to the monster. Perseus arrives, slays Cetus, in some versions using the head of Medusa, and rescues her. Descriptions vary, but Cetus is typically imagined as a serpentine sea beast, part fish, part dragon, enormous and capable of causing floods and destruction. She is a symbol of chaotic and dangerous ocean. The word Cetus is actually the root for the modern scientific term cetacean, which is whales and dolphins.
Hey.
Yeah, right? Though the mythological creature is far more monstrous, obviously. Now, Cetus is known for physical power, being strong enough to devastate coastlines, crush ships, and overpower entire cities. In many tellings, it's not easily harmed by normal weapons, it's near invulnerable. That's why heroes like Perseus needed something extraordinary, like, again in some tellings, was Medusa's head. In appearance alone, she could cause panic. Greek monsters often had a psychological fear aura, but it also had aquatic dominance. As a creature sent by Poseidon, it represents the uncontrollable power of the ocean itself.
Moist.
Storms, currents, destruction, all rolled into one. It also had insane endurance. It could remain active for long periods, relentlessly attacking until appeased or defeated. Cetus wasn't just a wave maker. It was basically a living embodiment of the sea's destructive force. As on brand for this episode, once again, there is no fixed parentage, which is the more common view. Cetus is often treated as a type of sea monster rather than a single individual, so ancient sources don't always assign it parents at all. Later interpretations do link creatures like Cetus to early sea deities, such as Pontus, being of the sea itself, and Gaia, being the earth, which would make it part of the same broad family as many other ancient sea monsters. How in Greek mythology, they are often grouped together with the offspring of, can you guess who?
Repeat that question.
In Greek mythology, they are often grouped together with the offspring of, can you guess who?
We're talking monstrous here, right?
Mm-hmm. Sea monsters.
I want to say Typhon or Typhus.
Nope.
That's typically the one that lends
Close.
itself to monstrous forms.
Actually, it's echidna. Typhon is mated to echidna. Regardless.
Oh yeah. Is it echidna?
Kind of. Echidna is a Phorcide, and they are often grouped together with the offspring of Phorcides Edition. So, again, this request just so happened to be another offspring considered. It was later grouped together. We already talked about how that whole thing happened. So in some renditions, Cetus is actually one of the children we've been talking about this entire episode.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, which also would make, during certain renditions, every single one that we have talked about family, which is kind of funny. But again, these are later transitions. These are not actual genealogies or anything like that. I just think it's really freaking funny. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry for my blunders. Clearly, there are so many things that tell you one thing and there's another, and they all coincide and contradict each other. There's no one right answer. There's also no one wrong answer at this point, except for Ovid's metamorphoses. I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill. He bastardized myths and made them more appealing. He made them more dramatic. He turned monsters into victims and gave more reason to things that didn't have reason before, but they didn't need reason. They just were. Anyway, moving on from that before I go into a full-on tangent. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Titus. We love you, love you, love you. You're awesome. Yeah. I have nothing else, so I'm gonna sign us off. If you want to find us on Instagram, we are SOTM Podcast 1. If you want to find us on Facebook, we're SOTM Podcast page. You want to send us an email, we are Sisters of the Macabre Podcast at gmail.com. We are also on YouTube, Sisters of the Macabre Podcast. Okay, thanks. We love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.